What's happening, party people? Man, my days are getting away from me. It is 11:30 and I haven't even gone on my walk yet. Usually I get up in the morning, I go for my walk, I come back, have my little cup of coffee and just start my day. I hadn't even walked yet. I've already had my coffee. But anyway, hey, I want to let you guys know that there are a couple of people that have vehicles for sale. They've approached me about buying vehicles. Now, just so my church members know where I stand about buying vehicles, man, I do not need a vehicle. Vehicles are kind of expensive to maintain, especially when you're dealing with these older vehicles, especially when these vehicles been sitting around, abused, driven hard, put up wet. Man, I do not need any expenses. I hadn't said this, but during my travels, I got audited this year by our Uncle Joe, I think his name is. I got home a few days ago, checked my mail. I got this bill in the mail more than 20 times what I actually paid that year. I got to get to the root of that, appeal it, get that straightened out because, man, I ain't trying to give my uncle that kind of money. Come on, man. Dang. You see, I ain't got none. Why you after what I ain't got? You know? I ain't trying to buy another piece of property. But besides that, I am not looking for a vehicle personally. I always got my eyes and ears open for what I would consider super deals. When you're done with a car and you're considering salvaging the car or selling it for peanuts, I might be your guy. I can get that vehicle. I can take funds out of the Patreon account to rebuild and service that vehicle. And then I can either sell a vehicle to get my money back. If I'm just doing it for something to do, which I don't need something to do, or I'll find someone to donate that vehicle to that needs a vehicle. I'm not real thrilled about donating T5s to people. Those cars have some value, and enthusiasts enjoy those. I would much rather rebuild a T5 and sell it to someone. When it comes to R's, I wish I could buy every R that came up for sale, that I would be able to rebuild and sell those, possibly to make some money so I can have something for Uncle Joe when he comes to me like this. But right now, man, I got Panther and I got Lemonade. You know, I looked for Lemonade, one of them yellow wagons, for about 10 years. I said it before, somebody's got to die for you to get one of those things. I have one. Thank God I do. Fortunate for me, I was able to come up with the funds to buy that thing. And so here I am. I'm trying to get that car back to home so that I can finish my restoration of it and turn that thing over to a paint shop. So hopefully that car will be in show condition. I would like that to be a show car, a car that I can share with viewers that I meet, stuff like that. I plan on being at the IPD garage sale this coming up year and as many Volvo shows and meets that I can actually afford to. Right now with the price of gas, man, it costs almost $1,100 across the country. When I go to that IPD garage sale, I'm going to be like $2,200 into that trip. So I will likely find some work on my way there, on my way back, to offset that travel expense there. IPD is being kind to me and helping me with some of the parts to restore that thing, giving me great discounts on a few parts. So I appreciate their help on that. But as far as me buying another car to put in my stable, man, first of all, I don't have a stable. I got cars parked on the street out here, which is not a good thing. The place I live has a garage that most of you guys know is full of my moving junk that I need to clear out of there so that hopefully when I get Lemonade back from the paint shop, I can slide Lemonade in that garage and keep that thing out of the weather. I don't plan on running that thing down or using it as a workhorse as I do Panther. So if you have a car that you're done with and you approach me to buy it, like, I really am not no Volvo sucker that's going to pay you more than the car's worth. I'm definitely not looking for a new car, so I'm not looking to pay probably what the car is worth. I'm not the buyer for you. So if I buy a car, that thing's going to be a great deal where I can either restore it, maintenance it, and donate it to someone in need, or I can flip it, make a couple dollars from flipping it, and definitely not in the financial position to lose money on any vehicles. So just know that if you contact me with something in your head telling you, oh my gosh, Robert's going to have my car, just squash that right now. You, my church going members, just squash that. It's not going to happen. I'm not interested. I don't have the room for it. I'm not going to do it. If I get my hands on your car, it's going to be passed on to someone pretty soon. I don't need more than 2 cars. Any driver with more than 2 cars has a hobby. That's why I said in my one video, as far as it comes to cost for me to help you, if you got more than 2 cars, you got to pay me, because I can't afford to help you with your hobby. I can't fund my own hobby. I went on a fishing trip last summer. You guys know it was well needed. I like to say it was deserved. It was definitely refreshing to do that instead of dealing with all the things I had been dealing with the prior couple of months. And that fishing trip cost me almost $500, I ain't got $500 to do my own freaking hobby. I can't afford yours. So if you got more than 2 cars to your driver's license and you need my help, pay me. And I'm all right with that. If you don't want to, then I'll just move on. I have no problem with moving on. I got plenty to do. I had a fallout with a viewer that been pleading with me to connect with him for years. I get down there. He wants me to do a bunch of work for nothing. He's got a bunch of cars, a bunch of this, a bunch of that. Man, I'm glad to be your friend. However, I'm not doing all that work for no money. You got to pay me. You got a hobby going on here. I can't fund my own hobby, let alone yours. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, if you got that going on in your head, just erase it out of your head somehow and come to the conclusion that if I get my hands on your vehicle, it's going to be passed on. I don't need another vehicle, man. So, if I get it, it's got to be a deal. Most of you guys have saved so much money from watching the videos and stuff like that there's been a lot of people that just say, hey, Robert, come get the car. And if you give me a free car, that car will probably cost me $1,000 to $1,500. Now, that's not $1,000, $1,500 that's going in your pocket. That's $1,000 to $1,500 coming out of mine. If I come get a car, it costs me money to come get it. Heck, Pennsylvania's the next state. I went and picked up a car there. It cost me about $600 to pick the car up. Then I went to St. Louis to get a car, that area. So far, I'm into that car for almost 5 G's. People want to buy it for $2,500. I'm into it for almost 5 G's. Sorry, that's not going to happen. I'm going to finish the car. The car is going to be as close to new as I can get it. And then I'm going to flip it. Somebody's going to get a very nice 850R series, looking as close to new as I can get it. I can afford to put it. And they're probably going to get a $30,000 car for $12,000. That's probably where it's going to end up. Anyway, I said all that to say this. If you have a vehicle and you are one of my viewers, Patreon member, whatever, if you're one of my viewers and you have a vehicle that you would like to get into the hands of another enthusiast or one of my viewers, send me a message, email me maybe, send me a picture or 2 of it. I don't have any problem with leading on my channel with letting people know that somebody's got a T5 for sale. Man, I'd love to keep those cars on the road. Don't like seeing them in the junkyards unless they got IPD bars on them or something else that I need, you know. But yeah, if you got a car you like to sell, let me know. Send me a picture or two, and I'll let the viewers know it. Let me know how you want them to contact you. I don't need them contacting me. Let me know how you want them to contact you. I said all that to say this. There's a guy in California. Most California vehicles are pretty rust-free. He has two 98 V70Rs for sale that he'd like to sell. He's got like 12 or 14 cars. You guys may have seen the cars in my videos. I did visit his property while I was in California. He has about 13, 14 Volvos, and he needs to sell a couple of them to pad his pockets, which is great. So if you are interested in finding a 98 V70R, which I think is one of the best years due to the fact that that car is low technology. It doesn't have 19 different computer systems in it when they started that stuff in 99. Let this guy know, hey, you're interested. I'm going to see if he wants me to put his email out there. Actually, I'm going to just go ahead and put his email out here. If you really want one of these cars, send this guy an email. He'll respond. And if he don't want this on there, he needs to tell me to take it down. But, you know, he's contacted me. He had me get one of his vehicles, I think, maybe under some kind of purchase arrangement right now. But, hey, and I don't have any problem with going to get the car, servicing it, and bringing it to you, as long as you cover costs. I mean, it costs money to shuffle these cars around the country. So that is available. If you have a car that you want me to tell other enthusiasts about, just send me a picture. Let me know the price, what you want out of it, and I'll put that on one of my videos first thing in the morning on the beginning. I'm not really interested in guessing what price you want. Just put a price. Grow a pair and put a price on it, man. And I'll let people know, hey, you know, and I get people contacting me, hey, Robert, man, I got a nice Volvo for sale. It's this, it's that. I'd let you have it for $1,200. So I get on the internet, find out where they are located, and I pull a car up on Craigslist. It's on Craigslist for $600, and you trying to get me to pay you $1,100, $1,200 for it. I was born one day, but it wasn't today. I mean, come on, man. If you value anything that I've shared with you over the years, don't try to abuse me like that. You got a car on Craigslist for $600 for the local people, and you contact me on my message stuff, bothering me with that stuff, trying to get double what you'll let a stranger pay for it. And I know I'm a stranger. I don't have no delusions about that. Very few people have been in this home. This home right here, my home, very few people have been outside of it. I personally consider people friends when they've been in one or the other's home, or when they would recognize each other in a grocery store and stop and chit-chat for a minute or two. So if you see me in the grocery store and I walk right by not knowing who you are, even if you're a Patreon member, I apologize. Even if you sent me dough, I apologize. I don't know who you are, and we're really not friends. I appreciate your support, but I just don't know you. I don't know how I got off on this, but anyway, if you got a vehicle you want to sell, send me a couple pictures, send me the price, tell me to put it on the video, and I'll throw it on the video, and if somebody's interested, they'll contact you. Besides that, here's a few clips. I hope you enjoy them. Catch you tomorrow. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. What's happening, party people? I kicked off the Tinker Day, went to the junkyard, pulled some parts off of a 1993 Volvo 850 NA sedan. That's what we got in the US for 93, only NA sedans. This car did have the original front bumper, lower bumper, had the original control arms, aluminum. It was a really nice car. Somebody took the front seats out of it already. I took some bits off of it and the oil block off plate. And the car is the kind of gold color. So that's down there. Now I'm getting ready to fire up Byron's V70R here. This is a 99 V70R. It's got issues. I think I'm ended up pulling the cylinder head. I think the exhaust is clogged on it. The cat, it's going through oil like crazy because it's valve stem seals are just messed up. It's got a good oil level filled to the top. That's good. People normally fill up their car with oil whenever it's having drivability issues. Like that's going to cure it. They should check oil before it's running rough, but when it starts running rough, they top off the oil, top off the coolant, fill it up with gas, whatever. So anyway, I just dropped a fresh battery in here. We're going to see if this thing starts. Probably do a compression test, see if it has a burnt valve, and go from there. Now, this car probably hadn't been started in 6 months, so I'm sure it doesn't have any fuel pressure on the freaking rail. So let's see if we can prime that. Bump the starter 3 times will normally prime the fuel system. All right, let's see if it starts. Almost. And she starts. I don't know if that's a misfire or not. Doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna let it idle for a few minutes here and then probably scan it. Really, I shouldn't be messing with this car right now. I need to get a car running for that lady up in Chicago. This thing does feel like it's missing or got a clogged exhaust. And I also have an appointment here in less than an hour to do a blood donation. So after I do that, that's going to wipe me out. I might be able to do a compression test on this thing when I get back, but really don't have time to mess with it right now. I don't know if this matters, but it's got a max RPM of 4,000. I got it all the way to the floor. People tell me that. I don't know if it means anything. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.